So Krishna, so the word Krishna comes from Krish Dhatu. Krish means to attract. His name is very attractive. And this Maha Mantra. So there is so many mantra. So why is this Maha Mantra? Because this is the only mantra for Kali Yuga. So it has been emphasized. And why is it? He said in the grammar wise, Krishna, you are calling out Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay. And in relation with the gopis, he explains that the gopis form the circle and then Krishna joins. So Hare comes first. So the gopi comes first, Hare. So this Krish, one who is all attractive, but one who is attracted, the one who gets attracted, the all attractive gets attracted. So that is, Hare. So that is the Radharani and the gopis. So they are standing alternatively, right? If you see the Rasa dance picture and they are standing in a circle, and he says that is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So it is like, and why is it like that? Because without the devotees, it is impossible to get the mercy. So basically, in the 9 steps of prema, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, so only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Radharani can experience Mahabhava, the highest level of prema with Krishna. Only they can experience this. And we can only get some, that's like a full-blown fountain, geyser. So you cannot experience, you can experience some like passing water, passing ray, but that is also enough for the soul to experience. And that is the highest vision of this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, he explained the material sound. There is transcendental sound and there is material sound. So actually transcendental sound, see, there are so many sound levels we cannot hear. There are so many levels of sound which we cannot hear. And somehow this mantra, the names of Krishna, although it is transcendental sound, it still manages to mix and come down as sound, as a sound we can perceive. Because even in material sound level, we can only hear certain things, but somehow this spiritual sound, it is converted in such a way that we can still hear the name of Krishna, because it is transcendental sound, which is beyond our comprehension. And that is the mercy that is flowing. So we have to make ourselves eligible to receive this mercy. So this mantra is a call to Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So how is that? It's like I'm trying to call Gagandeep ji. So, for example, he's somewhere there. Now you are here, but you're somewhere here. I'm trying to call you out. So I'm like, Gagandeep ji, Don't hear Gagandeep ji, Gagandeep ji. It's like, calling out. So similarly to Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. It's like you're
Intensity.
yeah, you are repeating in a spiritual anxiety, trying to connect to Krishna. So that should be our that is the real motive in the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So it is a call out, and the Lord also, he explained something even very important. Krishna also reciprocates to the degree you surrender. He knows how much you have surrendered, and he is in your heart. And to the degree you are genuinely surrendered, to that degree, and he says, I am ready to wait eternally. If you're not ready now, okay, next life. If you're not ready now, then next life. If you're ready now, okay, let's go for it. So he understands us in our hearts more deeper than what we can think of, what he understands us. So he reciprocates accordingly, according to that. That should be our realization of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So, in the but in the Yoga Sutras, I asked him one question, so which I want to share also because we are discussing about the Yoga Sutras. So in the Yoga Sutras, basically, if you discuss the levels of Samadhi, so in level 1 of Samadhi, you take an object and you try to meditate. And when you try to meditate on the object, so when we try to meditate on that object, we find that the object in the beginning, we need to understand the object, mentally stabilize the mind on that object. And once the mind is completely fixed up on that object, then what happens? First, you have to concentrate, you have to think about that object, the name, form, you have to force yourself to meditate, fight off all other disturbing thoughts, and you really want to focus on that object. But when you go to the next stage, all the disturbances in the background are gone and only the object remains. So that is called Smriti Parishuddha, right? Smriti Parishuddha means, okay, you sit to chant or meditate. What is the problem that you face? Gagandeep ji.
The mind goes here and there. I'll be doing afterwards, or what I did earlier.
So it brings you back your memories, your worries, hopes, and aspirations, correct? That is called as Smriti. From your daily practice, this is your Smriti. I have to do this, I have to do this, this is to be done. So it's a momentum, it's like running there until it's not done, correct? So that is Smriti. Now to break that, even when you chant, it is running in the background. So what happens is when you try to meditate on an object, it still runs in the background. But after some time, it stops and only the object stands forth, and only the object remains. All that background thought is eliminated. That is amazing, right? So all that background thoughts go away. So that is called Smriti Parishuddha, Arthamatra Nirbhasa. So that stage in which the worrying thoughts are gone, and only so when I chant in stage 1, first 2-3 rounds, when I chant Hare Krishna, there is a momentum of all the thoughts. Level 2, it stops. My concentration on the Hare Krishna Mahamantra becomes very focused. So we have to wait for the clearing. Now this may take a long time, and many of us are chanting for a long time, right? Now Gagandeep ji, how long you are chanting?
Last 3 years.
3 years. Okay. And Samraja ji?
Prabhuji,
Whatever you are chanting.
yeah. Then it is pretty long, Prabhuji. It's almost 10-15 years.
10-15 years. Okay. So are you able to, in your mind, that only the mantra is ringing and
Not
nothing else is?
not all the time. Sometimes it goes on automatically, auto mode. But to get into that auto mode also some time it takes.
Okay. So what percentage of your chanting you would say is auto, is good? Is
So
Smriti Parishuddha?
20%.
20%. Okay. That looks like a more practical percent. Some devotees I asked, so 16 rounds you chant. So when do you think your mind begins to concentrate on the mantra? It's after 6 to 7 rounds out of 16. So which is real. I mean, if you do not practice, so it's a complete mind body practice. Now, compared to meditating on an object, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is very powerful, because what happens is when you receive the mantra from parampara, it has the potency. When you hear it from a pure devotee, it has the potency to enter your heart. Although we are impure, the mantra has entered the heart. The impurity goes away. The impurity, your impurity doesn't matter. It can still penetrate the heart. Mm. So welcome Rishikesh, Hare Krishna. So I'm recording this session. It's a very important session. So,
Also, I
so
have another class at 8:45 here, half an hour. But I have another class at half an hour. So, but still, I thought
what
I will.
class? 8:45. Bhakti Shastra.
No, not Bhakti Shastri. Another class, just like a devotee gathering.
Oh, devotee. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So anyway, so I was saying that when we concentrate on the, so our degree of concentration, it depends on the effort that we put in the rest of the time. Our lifestyle and our food, our lifestyle. If we are watching phone and watching political and getting scared and all those things, and then we watch, and then all of a sudden, you start chanting, the momentum will take some time to go. The mantra is powerful, but our preparation also is equally needed. So it's a combination of both. This is where we lack. So that is why Krishna says, Yukta hara viharasya, yukta chestasya karmasu, yukta swapna avabodhasya, yogo bhavati dukhaha. So when we prepare accordingly, when we prepare properly to receive, when we prepare the mind to receive, then the mind is able to receive the holy name. So the mind needs to be prepared. And he said something very beautiful. There is a example in the Yoga Sutra, chapter 1, verse 41. And in that, he explains, Patanjali explains that the mind, when purified, it becomes like a diamond. The purified mind becomes like a diamond, and it firmly grasps the object. That is the yogic way of thinking. But when you present a pure mind, expose the pure mind, then the holy name grabs your mind. When the heart and mind is pure, you get easily attracted to Krishna. So this attraction to Krishna, so the purity of our minds, where there is no, what are the things that one should not have? What is the implication of dvesha? What are the expansions of dvesha? We
Fear of death. You
one,
said dvesha will lead to fear of death.
one of them. There are 4.
Okay.
What are the 4 expansions of klesha?
4 expansions in this class you are talking about?
Not today's class, but I've spoken about it.
4 klesha.
Klesha is disturbances, right?
Yeah, correct.
What is the beginning stage? What is the first stage of klesha? What is the manifestation? It's good to revise. Then we get a
Was it desire and attachment or something?
Yes, that is the first is
Ignorance.
Ignorance. Then comes ego.
Hmm.
The first is ego. So when ego is there, then there is fear, abhinivesha. Because moment I think about the body, I become fearful.
Oh, you are talking about those 4 stages. Okay. Okay.
Then you become fearful.
Yeah, you said asmita, abhinavesha.
Asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha.
That's what.
Avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. Right? So, the mind, when you are just trying to concentrate on, instead of concentrating, means if you do not concentrate with the right philosophy. So who is chanting? The soul is chanting. The soul has light. The soul has knowledge. So by chanting, I'm trying to connect within. I'm trying to open up the heart and release the soul. And I should have a clear understanding that Krishna, so Krishna's name, Krishna's form, so Krishna is there. And I have to be fully attentive. For the mantra to penetrate the heart, we need complete
Focus.
Complete attention. So in general, we are in tension, right? Our mood is very tense. Kya hoga? right? So everybody is scared now. Economy, this, that. So if you moment you focus on it, yes, you will think of media is so crazy that he joked disinfectant, putting disinfectant in the body, just made a joke, and everybody literally took it, and people are so scared. People are so scared. So the thing is, imagine when your mind is scared, you take in any stupidity. When you're in tamoguna, when people in general, you can see when you eat meat, when you eat such horrible stuff, you're heavy, you're not at all light, you're not at all calm, then everything is like like that. Even before you see what happens, what is actually happening. So on the other hand, when the mind is pure, it can receive the highest. It can receive the highest. On the other hand, so the mind can be the worst or can be the best. So when it is in avidya, when it is with klesha, so basically Yoga Sutra is telling you, the essence of the Yoga Sutra is we all have thoughts. Either these thoughts are for you or against you. These thoughts cannot be stopped. Thoughts based on vidya, the thoughts based on the energy of the soul, that is thoughts based on the soul, vidya, so that is beneficial. Thoughts which are based on klesha, so either they are based on klesha or they are not based on klesha. So if they are based on klesha, means they are based on ego, attachment, fear, avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, fear. Thoughts which are not based on avidya but are based on vidya, right? So vidya means they are based on the soul. So what are the thoughts? There are 5 types of thoughts, right? We discussed that. Pramana, viparyaya, vikalpa, nidra, smrataya. We discussed that. Pramana, viparyaya, vikalpa, nidra, smrataya. So basically avidya leads to lower modes of nature. Thoughts based on that are very very disturbing, klishta. So if your thoughts are based on material ego, material attachments, material, so sometimes we think I hit that person, I should have done this, I should have done that. Sometimes you watch TV and you feel like you should shoot somebody, what he is doing wrong. You feel that this country has done this, China has released this virus, you want to do this and that and this and that. So we all have a certain duty to do and some things not to do. So when they are based on this ego, so when you take the karmic reaction, you realize that whatever people are doing, it is all because of avidya, ignorance. So they are all ignorant. So ignorant means they will do destructive activities. They are going straight towards that. So there is no point in being inimical to that. So we have to not see the person like they see the crime, not the criminal. So if you look at the crime, what has happened, what is going on in this world, and you realize that these qualities are causing this. So we have to keep away from these qualities. So the thing is, even if we, one day, even if for a joke, if we drink alcohol, then the alcohol gives you also the same effect. You also become the same. Correct? So basically the soul is pure. But then the soul has this addiction, desire, and ultimately it is the desire of the soul if he wants to come out of it or not. That's it. So we show the way, this is the way out. And if the soul doesn't take it, that is misfortune of the soul. If the soul does take it and decide to surrender to the Lord, then that is good, you know.
Guruji, what is the origin of desire, Prabhu?
It is an inbuilt, it's a design issue. It's a design issue. Krishna has desire. Soul also has desire. So we are born with a nature to desire. So we want to enjoy. Krishna wants to enjoy. To enjoy, he needs to desire something, right? Let me enjoy. What will I enjoy? So today, I enjoyed dahi vada. So, or I enjoyed watching the movie Tiger. So to enjoy, I need to have a desire which I later enjoy, you know, with the object or situation or a person. So Krishna has that nature, the desire to enjoy, and we are part and parcel of Krishna. So that is our nature, to enjoy as a part and parcel of Krishna. But our desire is to realize Krishna's desire and desire to fulfill that desire. That is the real way the soul becomes happy. So it is said, if you understand the mood of Guru, like Prabhupada, for example, Prabhupada wanted everybody to chant 16 rounds. And Prabhupada wanted everybody to follow 4 regulative principles and do this. So the thing is, now I want to make my desire the same as Prabhupada's desire. I want to fulfill my Guru's desire. That's it. So that means your desire is now purified. But my desire is to enjoy. I want to go to bar, I want to go here, I want to go there, I want to enjoy this, I want to enjoy that. So when you have all those propensities, so that is one of the subject matters of Bhagavatam also, that is good or bad desire. So the 7th canto. So karma vasana, the desire to work for what? So if my desire to work is to enjoy, if my desire to work is to enjoy the fruits of work, so then that is kama vasana. So all of us get money. As soon as there is weekend, everybody goes to restaurant, bar, dance club, right? Everything, correct? I've seen in Bangalore when I was there, oh my God, TGIF, thank God it's Friday. So everybody is just soaking themselves in liquor, correct? And now because of lockdown, they have started home delivery. So in Kerala, people are dying without liquor. I heard lack of liquor. One of my friends used to tell, oh, you have a lack of alcohol level in your body. That's why you're not feeling good. So These are the kind of jokes. So basically, we have to realize that that we have a tendency to desire, and we can desire. We can have good desire or bad desire. That is the ultimate. So in the modes of passion, it's like half-half. In the mode of ignorance, it is 100% bad. But in the mode of goodness, the desire is spiritual, 100% spiritual. Because in the mode of goodness means you do not have any bad habits. So basically in Kali Yuga, if you avoid these 4 bad habits, that is no meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, and no gambling. If you are able to avoid these 4, at the same time, avoid envying people, that's even worse. Yeah, overeating, doing all these things, so all those, so there is gross and there is subtle. So when our desire becomes purified, that is when we are on the spiritual path. So desire is very important thing to understand. So when we purify our body by sattvic ahar, by prasad, sattvic prasad, because prasad can also be in 3 modes, right? We can make chilli bhaji and offer it to Krishna. Chilli bhaji is nowhere there in Ayurveda or yoga. What people do? Heavy paneer, butter masala. Can you imagine? It's like a knockout punch. So Prabhupada says once you eat heavy, then you have to dream. So it's too much to dream. So yogi means he doesn't go into unnecessary dreaming. His desire is to remain sattvic. Chant, read, meditate. That's all he wants. Okay, does that clear? Okay.
Prabhu, one more regarding this, we say that our chanting, when we are doing it is on the stage of Namaprad, then, Namabhas, and then, we after that we start really chanting. And these 2 stages where, we are burning our karmas, bad karma, and that making us to go on to the next stage of, chanting, where we really focus on this. So right now, it is like that. When we see yoga, and there are a lot of mantras, and so many people. So how it is? So that mantra chanting. If you see Hare Krishna Mantra, and chanting this one, and when yogi he focus on any mantra, or he chants, so that is also on the same thing like this.
This was the same thing that I was trying to explain, and good you asked it in this way. So what I'm trying to explain is that right now your mind has so many anarthas, right? All the karma from the past, right? So last life you might have had, just a guess, maybe 10 girlfriends, something like that. Right? You must have committed a lot of sin. So what happens? The mind records everything, and that tendency will be there until you purify. So that is why as soon as you make some pop, then you have to do prayaschit, so that pop doesn't stick to you, right? So then if you don't do that, then next life they will come in the form of children to harass you, for example. Or you may not have children, or they come back as different karma. Now what happens is that ultimately Krishna wants you to rectify. Ultimately, Krishna wants you to rectify. So, if one is able to rectify, so even in yoga, when you do Surya Namaskar, when you do pranayam, you are actually burning these karmas. That is why yoga, deep breathing instantly gives you relaxation. Instantly, it gives you relaxation. You are actually burning karma. To that effect, a devotee, a neophyte devotee, he is getting the opportunity. So the difference between a yogi and a devotee is this very subtle difference. So yogi is also burning karma. But the good thing of a devotee is that even before he begins to burn karma, but just he takes the process of chanting from a pure devotee in the association of nice devotees, the holy name, the sweetness of the holy name, the sweetness of the holy name will enter the heart. And the process of purification is taking place. So the yogi is also getting purified, but at the same time, depending on his level of surrender, although he is impure, he can still taste the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Whereas the yogi, if he is not a devotee yet, if you are a combination of a yogi and a devotee, that is excellent. Because you are leading a sattvic lifestyle, at the same time you are chanting, and you are tasting the best of both. A devotee is ultimately expected to be a yogi. For example, if you, in Christianity, gluttony is a sin. Gluttony means eating till here, right? Now in ISKCON, we have lot of pizza parties. We have lot of festival means people just eat like anything, right? But is it recommended? Our eating should be yogic. Because then even devotees get cancer, this, that, so many things. But if we control ourselves, health is the first benefit you get. A yogi, he is able to taste that nectar. So a devotee is already, if he chants offenselessly, he is already situated on the platform of karma burning. A yogi is also going through the purification, but until and unless the yogi purifies and connects with the devotees and he gets the transcendental mantra, then that kind of a person is a very special, because he has the best of both. He has a yogic lifestyle, he has a steadiness in sitting. To be able to sit in one place and chant 2 to 3 hours, it's a challenge, right? Every 20 minutes we have to get up, or 15 minutes we get up, or some people just walk and chant. Until the body comes to sattva guna, you cannot control sleep. So the devotee is at an advantage that he is directly getting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and he is tasting the transcendental nectar. To the degree he is surrendered, although he is impure still. A yogi, he has not just following regulative principles, but he is also undertaking deep cleansing of the body and mind. Frankly, to tell you, sometimes when I do Paschimottanasana, all the other asanas, your breath, sometimes you feel like, oh my God, it's like your breath like completely overwhelms you. And sometimes I feel some people, whoever treated me badly, at those moments, because they keep hitting your head, at those moments when you are doing these asanas, I felt like, oh my God, if we were forgiving, we should be forgiving. Suddenly my thought process, my level process, immediately, even while doing asana, while doing asana, I was amazed that my thought level just changed at that moment. At that moment of deep breathing. And that's what Patanjali says is the difference. He says, at the spiritual platform, one's mind reaches an absolute level. You get a spiritual mind when you are completely purified. Now that is there in yoga also. But a devotee who follows all the principles and is dedicated to chanting, but the rest of his life is also focused on that, and he keeps himself pure in desire. Like what happens, you can go to a temple, and I've lived in a temple, I know very well. You can go to a temple and there you see so many people in charge, so many people having so many facilities and enjoying, and immediately you can develop new anarthas. So that is called as bhakti, something called, I forget that bhakti. Because of bhakti, in the process, these were not there before, but they started afterwards. So you join the temple, you see, then you become envious, then you want to get him out of the temple, and all this happens, politics. And in that, what happens, your goal is lost, because whatever you are doing, your goal is, I have to outwit that guy, I have to do this, I have to do that. It happens right in the temple, and we have seen such things happen. Or if you go to a congregation and then somebody is leader and you have to listen to him and you have to follow, and sometimes we don't feel good and we feel we have to tolerate this guy. That is the test, where you can tolerate, where you can just to focus on the goal, just humbly focus on the goal. That is what Arjuna did. There were so many disciples of Dronacharya, nobody could spot the eye of the bird. Nobody could spot the eye of the bird. Everybody was busy with so many things. It was only Arjuna. He said, what do you see? He said, everybody else, what do you see? I see the bird. What do you see? I see the head. What do you see? I see the tree. All these people, Yudhishthira, Bhima, Nakula, Sahadeva. Then he asked Arjun, what do you see? He said, I see only the eye. Only the eye. So it doesn't care what's around. That is the level of concentration one should develop. So a yogi, by the process of yoga, if he is sincere enough, he eventually comes to that point. At that point, somehow or the other, that is something he has to do, is that at that point, if the yogi comes in contact with a devotee, or he understands Patanjali's point, Samadhi Siddhir Ishvara Pranidhanat, that the perfection of Samadhi is by surrender to Ishvara. If when he takes that clearly, then the yogi is also successful. But a devotee, we are very fortunate that we don't have to do yoga, hatha yoga, all these things. Yet, those devotees are successful who apply the principles of yoga in their life. Now, Patanjali explains that there are 3 ways of success already. Janma, Aushadhi, Tapasya. For some people, just by birth, they have such good health. They are already born in devotee family. They are already elevated. For him, he no need of yoga and all that. He is already devotee. He is already having good health. Everything is there. From his previous life, he has little bit of karma left. He has born this life. Second, Aushadhi. Some people take Ayurvedic jadi booties, and like Lakshman, he got that Sanjeevani. He came back to life. So some people get Siddhi by that, but then not everybody can get that. The third way is Tapasya, Siddhi. So the third way of Siddhi is Tapasya. So a devotee, he should be dedicated to the principles and under the direction, because these are very, very subtle to understand. Because we may think we are doing devotion, but in actuality, we are just fulfilling our rajogunic and tamogunic desires, and they look to be bhakti. So there are so many people chanting in a group. But who is chanting offenselessly and who is chanting offensively? Because you may want Oh, holy name is so fun, so enjoyable, but that is not the mood. Like people come for this 24-hour kirtan, used to come. And as soon as the kirtan is over, everybody wants pizza, this, that. That's not the thing. Kirtan means you completely surrender. The thought of Krishna should overwhelm you. Thoughts of hunger, all these things should go away. You are completely just trying to get the holy name in your heart.
What are the offenses in chanting?
So basically, the first offense we know is to criticize, compete. So compete is in Rajaguna. When you criticize devotees, compete with them. Second is to disobey order of spiritual master and to consider names of Brahma, Shiva to be that same. To perform rituals and thinking that Hare Krishna Mantra and rituals, like many temples do this yagya. But I also did many yagyas when I was in Vrindavan. But we all know it is for raising money. But real yagya is chanting Hare Krishna, offenseless chant. That is real yagya. That is powerful burning of karma. So only real yagya is the offenseless chanting. Then to not and to consider that the holy name to consider the glories to be mundane. So when we say you will enjoy love of God, you will realize love Krishna, you will see Krishna. अरे क्या होता है यार, बहुत साल से chanting कर लिया, कुछ नहीं होता. So all that. So that is all material mentality. To think of karma kanda rituals as anywhere close to the holy name is also an offense. To not have faith in the scriptures is also an offense. To not
chanting also to maintain material attachments.
what is that? Yeah, chanting also to maintain material attachments. So some people are only comfortable chanting when they are in their bungalow. Moment some stock market goes down, their chanting goes down also. So that is attachment. So whereas at such times we should chant even more. We should pray even more. In the way that is not our this thing. But anyway, our chanting should increase in times of calamities. And that's what Kunti Devi said. That the calamities are to inspire us to chant even more. And you realize that everything is temporary. Now people are all realizing all that we have is temporary. Ek corona, right? One corona can kill everything, can devastate your world, whatever we have gained. So what you have is actually the steadiness of the intelligence by the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So even when the body is collapses, I mean, forget the world is collapsing, it is affecting us. So even when your own body collapses, so you are in a complete focused consciousness of, you are able to meditate on Krishna. And even when our actual time of death comes, that is what we say, the power of the holy name when chanted offenselessly, that it says that apannah samsritim ghoram yannama vivasho ghranan tadas sadhyo vimuccheta yad viveti sayam bhayam. Apannah samsritim ghoram, that even when there is the biggest difficulty comes, ghoram yannama vivasho ghranan, but somehow or the other you are chanting Hare Krishna at that time. At that time, really you are chanting, you are sinking in, you are dying of, you are about to sink in water, you are about to die, but there is no way you will be saved. That's a very tough time. Imagine you are actually in that situation. Now you are about to die and you are dying of sinking, hopefully not. And that's why we chant Narayan Kavach, Nashing Kavach. But imagine that is a situation. And even in that situation, Yan Nama Vivasho Grana. But at that moment of time, if you are consciously if you are able to think of Krishna, tatas sadhyo vimuchyeta, all fear will go away. Imagine, that is the level. When Krishna tells Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, he says, be free from duality of happiness and distress. I was like, first time I thought about it, I was shocked. What is Krishna telling Arjuna? That in happiness and distress, you should be equal-minded. What is that? So distress means Arjuna's hand could be cut off in that war. Next moment, the first arrow could chop off his hands, could chop off his legs, could chop off his head. And Krishna is telling, just tolerate. This body will go, another body will come. But if you remember me, when you end of this body, you will come to me. So you are just waiting for this body to collapse. And that's when you prepare young. And if you don't prepare when you are young, when you are old, your body's attachments are so hard, how will you even think of Krishna at that time? That's why Mukundamala Stotra, the king Kulshekar, yeah. So King Kulashekar says, please let me die when I am young, so that I can at least remember you. I don't know what will happen in old age. I may have vertigo, right? All of a sudden you lose consciousness and you are like, Krishna, I have to die in this state. You can't. I was hearing one devotee died of coronavirus, and he had a phone and turned on, and for 20 hours or something, the devotees were singing and he was listening on the phone live. He was in half coma or something, and devotees were singing. That is the level of preparedness, right? So that comes when, of course, we chant. We have so much faith in the holy name, we don't misuse the holy name. We simply focus on the offenseless chanting. That's when you will actually become successful. You will be. It's eventually, if one is sincere. And anya vilashita sunyam dhyana karmadi anavratam anukulena krishna anusevanam. So anukula should be there. So your desire to serve as per the desire of Krishna, anukulena krishna anushīlanam bhaktir uttamam. Understand? So so first it begins with offenseless chanting. So today is Akshaya Tritiya, the best day to do offenseless chanting. I was thinking again, yesterday was 17th day. Today is 18th day, Tritiya, right? Tritiya, 13. So 3, add 3 to 15. So it's like 18. I was like, and I had morning, I practice vigorous yoga nowadays. Because that's my focus, and at the same time write this book. And so I had this class, and then we went to park for a mountain climb, because to get the advanced yoga, your body needs to be really, really fit. And I was thinking, will I be able to speak 1 hour? Like, okay, now I saw 6 o'clock. Okay. So the topics are so wonderful that it's all about intelligence. So intelligence then pushes the body. Just like this mountain was very steep. You can climb it in 20-25 minutes, but it's so steep that once you climb halfway, you cannot climb down. You don't go. And it's scary to climb down like that. It's like very steep, rocky. So it's like that. So somehow the Hare Krishna Mantra is like that. So even if the devotee, he wants to degrade himself, somehow Krishna comes and saves him, until as long as he desires to be saved. But when he becomes inimical, then okay. Even then Krishna tries to save. But then somebody wants just to be remain like that. So offense means when you fight, when you hold a grudge against devotees, all these things are very, very dangerous. And second thing is when our focus is to use the holy name. So there is a Guru Bhogi and there is a Guru Sevi. So same mood applies everywhere. So when we try to use our Guru, so when I try to use my position, situation with my Guru, to further my own name, fame, game. And I use my guru actually. I'm actually using my guru. And then so that is called Guru Bhogi. So he's trying to enjoy the resources of Guru. So same mood applies to the holy name. So when we chant, okay, I'm chanting, so some पाप कम हो रहा है तो थोड़ा इधर उधर पाप कर सकते हैं, you know. कोई बात नहीं, थोड़ा आज एक दिन. My always convinces you, last wala. This is the last movie you are going to. This is the last cricket match you will watch. After this, you are quitting. That quitting is never going to happen. The mind is always, this is the last. That last World Cup, I'm a bhakta, I should not watch cricket. No. This, एक क्या अभी तो quarantine है बहुत time है. So the mind is always tricking us, and that's how it's always trying to run away. So mind needs to, we need to convince the mind to, so basically to get attracted to. So what mind gets attracted to? A cleansed mind. So by chanting offenselessly, we get that state. But how many of us are able to chant attentive and offenseless? So that's the question. So kirtan is a very beautiful way. So that's why family life, although it is very troublesome, it is an ideal setting. Because you taking care of kids very nicely, to make them devotees, you have to be an example. I've seen my young son. If I scold my daughter, or sometimes she does some stupid thing and I become angry at her or her mother or something, I become little angry or something, don't do this, when I become angry, he's coming like this to hit me. Don't yell. I'm like, he's coming like this, don't hit. And whenever I'm scolding him, because he's always removing this plug, that plug, and you are like scared, Yema, what are you doing? Oh, you're like this. And the daughter comes running. Papa, how come these are there to correct you. So you have to have a fine balance. You cannot just let out your emotions, So marriage life is one setting to purify. So every setting, so that's why it's called ashram.
Guruji, I need to.
All right, Hare Krishna. I think I will also, so in this way, if we understand that all these situations are there, so yogi puts himself in a situation. So he creates a situation, a physical situation where his body is steady. He creates a mental situation where his mind is steady, his prana is steady, and then gradually, then in that purified state, the mind naturally gets attracted towards spirituality, towards transcendence. That is the whole context of the Yoga Sutras. And when this mind becomes very powerful, when the meditation, it is like if you have seen how they bend a spoon, by concentration. So that's just concentrating on one point. So a yogi can do that actually. He can actually do that. So even the siddhis, it's all about concentration on one point. So if we can really muster up all our strength and chant and one pointed concentration, there's nothing that can stop you. All right. So any other questions, comments? Holy name. I think we discussed pretty nice discussion today.
Is this recorded, Prabhuji? That Prabhuji's program in the morning you said?
I am looking for the recording. So I've emailed him.
Yeah, then you can say,
Yeah,
share it.
yeah. Original is better.
Prabhuji, saying that you asked, put a question, but what is that question? You got distracted. You didn't tell what is the question you asked.
To him? Oh, my question was basically that that I see that many devotees, that in the process of yoga you have to purify. The same question he asked, Rishikesh.
Oh.
You have to purify to actually be able to chant, meditate. Whereas a devotee is already chanting, then does he need all this, you know? So that is the question. So the point is that chanting does give you the transcendence, but you also have the,
Preparation. This.
we also have the heaviness of rajoguna and tamoguna. And until and for that, we have to kind of purify ourselves. So of course, if you are 24 hours engaged in activities of bhakti, definitely that is purifying. That won't matter to you. But however, if you are not engaged in a level of purification, like they say, even at home, if you do the dishes, it is very stress releasing. It releases a lot of stress. Even if you do the dishes, it calms you down. So similarly, a yogi should be, a devotee also should be fit physically, should be able to sit for a long time and concentrate. So my question was exactly the same, that we find many devotees and they have been chanting for many years and nobody is experiencing Krishna Prem. So what's wrong, right? So they are still on their own platform and worried, and they are sometimes worse.
Yeah.
So what is happening? So that was my point, that until you liberate and purify, you cannot relish the holy name. So that is the stage we need to get into relishing.
Yeah. In my case, I can tell Prabhuji, it was not my priority. It was doing more, that it is a good thing to do. Is to be in the mode of goodness only I was doing it. It has not become my entire, now this, what should I say? This has not become my central focus at that time. It was more like, yeah, for the protection, to be that I won't get depressed and then when things go wrong, or I should not get right. So to be composed and all, so that was my chanting. So that could be one of the reasons I feel that we don't make much progress, because we are not chanting to enjoy that sweetness, to enjoy that, to relish that, to have that. Yeah,
Focus is not there.
correct.
Without attention, without attraction, there is no attention. So we all devotees say, when you are attracted by Krishna, but hardly anybody experiences spontaneous attraction. So purification should be there. When we are purified, the chanting automatically comes.
Prabhuji, actually, can I ask one question outside this, please? If you don't mind.
Okay.
Late because of that only. I was today, one of my very good friend of mine from India and my office colleague, she is suffering because she is in the fourth stage of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So I through my another friend of hers, our common friend, I got her date of birth, place of birth, and everything. And I was just trying to, in the Hora, Jagannath Hora, it is the ascendant where it is showing is different from the ascendant that is showing in the Jyotish.
Oh, no, you have to stick to Jagannath Hora.
Okay, okay, okay.
So we should ask her to chant. Oh, fasting will help cancer.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
Fasting will help cancer. There is,
Okay.
if you Google actually, if reversing cancer by fasting, there was a Nobel Prize 2 years ago.
But she's already in the fourth chemo or something. She's receiving, her body become very weak.
Even if you do, but that is also tough. I am doing normal fasting without chemo.
Yeah.
But it is said that during chemotherapy, if you fast or you do water fast or juice fast,
Hmm.
it's very beneficial. If you Google this, you'll read the entire article. Just Google Japanese scientist Nobel for reversing fasting cancer.
Okay. Hmm.
You can advise. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very powerful. Fasting is very. I can feel the change, Matish.
Hmm.
Really. Today I'm really feeling. Today 18th day, so I'm feeling that Stomach is always gurr, 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 gurr. But I can feel my stomach has lost 60 to 70, not 60, at least 30 to 40% fat, or 50% it is already gone. If I can hang on, another 12 more days, you can really feel all the asanas begin to flow. It's all in the stomach, all the nerves, everything they raise in the stomach. And only by fasting can, because uncontrolled eating, oh my God, it's a very rajoguna, tamaguna, it's like uncontrolled eating. People suffer, all this cancer is all because of junk food eating, uncontrolled eating.
She's not that type, I don't know.
Stress. Then the second is lifestyle. Food and lifestyle. Too much mental stress, no proper sleep. So it's all lifestyle related. Basically, it's like that. So everybody has a potential. Like people all of a sudden get heart attack. He won't get heart attack all of a sudden, right? It has to build up over few months, few years. है ना Gagandeep ji? Heart attack builds up over how much time? Kind of.
I don't know about heart attack, but cancer I can tell. There are a lot of factors like what you mentioned, diet, stressful condition. But again, there are things which are beyond our control also. Like these changes keep on happening, like mutations automatically. So it's a combination of so many things. Few things are in our control and few are not in our control.
Exactly.
So,
but at least those which are under our control. So many people might have it hereditary.
yes.
And certain things can trigger it. So those are the triggers you need to avoid. Right? So it's a complex thing, of course. But the Yoga Rahasya says you can actually cure any disease by the niyamit practice of yoga. That's what Yoga Sutra also says. Tat pratishedartham eka tattva abhyasa. Combination of diet, lifestyle, and practice.
I think about the stage for cancer, as you just mentioned, I don't know, it can bhakti and pranayam, whether that can reverse, but at least it can make the life easier actually to tolerate the treatment and efficacy of the treatment.
Yeah.
I think if she's not doing, there are a lot of good videos about pranayam, like for cancer patients, and and it can really helpful actually.
Yeah.
Doing pranayam, light exercises and the chanting.
Yeah.
She's offering food and everything as a prasad, and she's taking those things. She already started.
And the biggest change I am feeling also with Surya Namaskar, the neck region, I can see because of stress, it was so tight. Here is where it all gets tight. And gradually, see, if you don't care, after some time, that can lead to something serious.
Yeah.
That's all it's all about. That's what it happens. Stress. When you're overusing your mechanism, bodily, physical, digesting mechanism. So that's when all these bad changes occur. All right, actually, my wife has a class now, so I have to end here. So we will continue tomorrow. It was very interesting. Just to talk, it feels so energizing. So hopefully I finish my book very soon now. So I have a 2-week deadline now. So talking also inspires me to put that things there. And one lady from India, she is transcribing these lectures. I'm recording and I'm sending it to her.
Oh.
Yeah, because these whatever points, many of the points, believe it or not, I speak, I feel I did not prepare for it. So Krishna is making me speak so many answers. It's from the intelligence. So even I forget later on. So when I transcribe, I'm able to use my own lectures for so yeah. That's it.
Okay.
All right. So we'll see
Thank
you
you.
tomorrow.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.